Guys, here in my hands, I am holding the new Rare Beauty foundation that is actually meant for oily skin types. Like mine, I am excited about this one. I feel like you might also be excited about this one because I've seen your commentary, I've read, I've heard you. You want a review on this, and so do I. So here we are. I've got my hands on some shades. I am planning on reviewing all of this, wear test, details, all of the nitty gritty. This is what you can expect in this video. I am very excited. I hope you are too. Let's get right to it. Subscribe if you aren't already, and let's hit it for Rare Beauty's new foundation. True to myself. Are you really? We shall see. All right, so here I have shade 16 of the new Rare Beauty True to Myself foundation. This shade is not exactly my shade, but it was the one that was sent to me in PR. But I also went ahead and ordered a couple of other shades because I really wanted to do this review. I know you guys wanted me to do this review, so I got a couple of other shades that I thought were a little bit closer. Of course, I want to swatch all of them on my face just to compare and contrast. But first, let's go over all of the details of this new Rare Beauty foundation. This is $38. $38, I would say, is pretty reasonable for 2026, especially from a popular brand such as Rare Beauty. There are 48 shades altogether, and this foundation is said to be best for oily, combo, or normal skin. It is medium coverage, supposed to be long wearing, non-comedogenic, which means that it doesn't clog pores, and it has a matte finish. Also, this is supposed to be self-priming and self-setting. We will test that, of course, but I think this sounds like it's made exactly for me. I am the prime candidate. Me and my oily skin seem to be a really good match for this. I took a look at all the ingredients. I kind of ran them through my checklist. There are no red flags, but what I did notice is that it is silicone heavy. So not everyone is going to like that, but me and my oily textured skin, I tend to like that. It doesn't bother me. But for the most part, it is low risk for most skin types. There's no fragrance, there's no essential oils. I did notice that caprylic/capric triglyceride low in the ingredients list, and that particular ingredient or set of ingredients can break some people out, some people who are very sensitive. But again, it is low on the ingredients list, which means that it's probably at like a 1%. And the final thing that I want to talk about is the packaging. The packaging here is completely plastic. Everything is plastic. It is very lightweight. It has a pump. It's nice and matte and frosted. On the back here, you will notice there is a little switch, which basically turns this pump on or off. And also, the pump is supposed to be a control pump, which depending on the pressure can give you a full pump or half a pump. All right, those are all the details that I have. Let's get to these swatches. So first, I'm going to swatch the shade that was sent to me in PR, along with a sponge and a few other Rare Beauty goodies. Shade 16 is a light, medium, neutral peach. Let's unlock that. Okay. I would say I'm definitely in the light medium category. I don't know if this is exactly my shade, but let's go ahead and test shade 18. Shade 18 is a light medium neutral olive. I like that. And finally, let's test shade 21. This one is a light medium warm olive. So the reason why I got shade 18 and shade 21 is because they were both light medium olives. One, a neutral olive, the one that I just swatched, and the other one, a warm olive. So let's see the difference. Okay, this warm olive seems a lot more orangey to me, not just on my monitor, but also in my mirror. It seems a little bit like a self-tannery type of olive, but this neutral olive is really giving the truest unsaturated form of an olive undertone. So that's the one that I'm gonna go for. I feel like that is the best shade match, at least out of these three. I also should have probably gotten shade 19, which is a warm golden, also in the light medium category, but I don't know. Once I saw the two olives so close side by side, I got a little carried away, and here we are. All right, swatches one more time. Let's remove them. So the way I'm going to test this foundation is in two ways. First, I definitely want to try this without primer just to see if it indeed is self-priming and self-setting. And also the other side of the face, I am going to prime with my DANESSA MYRICKS Yummy Skin Blurring Balm Powder, as I always do with all of my reviews and wear tests, just because my skin needs it. I'm very oily, and usually my wear test wouldn't work without this. I'm even going to apply this to my forehead, just to one half of my forehead. You could clearly see the border between the primer and between my normal skin. Shade 18 is what I'm going to go for. I already noticed how this type of packaging is really easy to get dirty just because it's so matte. All right, I'm going to start with a pump of the foundation here on my hand, and I'm going to apply this with my IT Cosmetics Complexion Perfection brush. This is how you kind of get the most coverage. I like to start out in the perimeter of my face and then work my way inwards, which is the opposite of what a lot of makeup artists will tell you. But this is what works for me because I prefer less makeup on the center of my face. Wow, the shade match is really good here. I think shade 18 is probably my closest match. I can't imagine 19 being better for me. This is good. This works well with my neck. This really does kind of counteract my redness. And then if I take whatever is left on my brush and just buff it in gently to the center, I feel like this is enough for me. My skin right now is good, granted. I do have one new breakout that was not there earlier today, but that's okay. My forehead is pretty clear, and just this side of the face seems good. I'm going to take the sponge and maybe just dilute some of this foundation in the perimeter. But I will say that the coverage is really good, and the finish is really flawless. It really looks like skin. And I'm not even wearing any primer, so that's a really big deal to me, because this looks as good as if I would have had my Yummy Skin Blurring Balm Powder underneath. Let's actually go ahead and apply that to this side. My primer has set by now, so I'm gonna squeeze out one more pump. Once again, shade 18. Thinking for this side, I may just dot the foundation all over and then apply, or rather blend out everything with a sponge. Let's see. Guys, at first impression, this looks really lovely. Over the balm powder used as primer, this looks practically flawless, like filtered like. We'll say this sponge is a little huge, even for my giant face, and it's taking like a little bit of muscle, a little bit of hand muscle to squeeze it, so almost like a stress ball. But honestly, this is about as good as it can get. Freshly applied, this side with a sponge and with primer, this side applied with a brush, no primer. What do we think? I don't know if you guys spot a difference or not. Obviously, I didn't apply too much foundation to my under eye because this is where my freckles are. I never like to cover my freckles, but overall, really good. All right, quickly, I'm going to add some more makeup, such as my under eye corrector. This one's from Cali Ray. A little bit of concealer, Yummy Skin. Gonna blend that out real quick just to make everything look a little bit more intentional. This is how I plan on doing my makeup. These are the exact steps for tomorrow's wear test. Self-setting. I gotta say, I'm almost in disbelief of that little caveat. I wonder if it's actually self-setting, but right now it looks pretty natural matte on my skin. I can't say that I actually am yearning to reach for a powder. Not really. Everything looks really well balanced. Like I just did my skincare and I've already locked everything in. But knowing who I am, knowing myself, I'm going to set my face, at least the center of my face, because I just know. I know how much oils I typically produce, and I just need to make sure, okay? Before I do that, almost forgot. Just a little bit of a contour bronzer. This is also Rare Beauty, shade Happy Sol. My absolute favorite, one of my first favorite contour sticks / bronzing sticks. This is such a great shade. I'm just gonna use the same brush. I like that this isn't disrupting the foundation underneath, even though it is self-setting. And now for a little bit of blush, shade Hope in the matte Bouncy blush. This is one of my favorite blushes, actually. Such a great formula. And I will say all of the finishes of the foundation, this blush, and the contour stick I just used are very much compatible. The finish is very similar, very much on the natural matte skin-like side. This we like and appreciate a lot. All right, real quick, let me show you what this looks like up close before I apply any powder. Is this or is this not lovely? I think it is. Forehead. Does this even need to be set? I'm going to do just a tiny bit with my Hourglass Veil. First, of course, the under eye. A little bit around the nose, mouth area, in between the brows, right above the brows, center of the forehead, lids, all the juicy, oily areas that get so oily on me throughout the day. There's a difference. There is a difference when I do that. All right. And one more close-up with the phone. Oh, I think the camera has a hard time focusing on my skin. The side of the face. That was interesting. That's how blurred I am. actually. So at first impression, I will say I am pretty impressed. This looks as good as it can look. I really like the shade match. I really like the way that this foundation feels on the skin. It doesn't feel like a mask, like my face is suffocating. I feel like a lot of times matte foundations tend to have this shrink wrap effect. There is none of that effect here. In fact, I feel kind of squeaky clean, if I'm being honest. So with that, all we got to do is see how this wears. So let's cue in that good old time warping music and let's jump to tomorrow. Let's see what this looks like in daytime and let's see how this wears. Hey guys, it is the day after. I'm sitting in my spot between the two windows. It is sunny today, but I'm kind of in the shadow. And this is the skin with the new Rare Beauty foundation. On this side of the face without any primer. This side of the face with the DANESSA MYRICKS Yummy Skin Blurring Balm Powder. And half on the forehead. Overall, I will say that in this very natural daylight, this shade 18 is not quite as olive as I thought initially. It gives me slight peachy vibes, especially when comparing to my neck. You can kind of see an overall peachiness to my face, whereas the skin on my neck is much more of a true olive shade. So I was hoping that this neutral olive was going to be the one, but I'm going to have to try shade 21 to see if the warm is a little bit different. Although from the looks of it, it looked a bit orange. I don't know, but let's see how this wears. So far, so good. It looks pretty decent. I still prefer the side with the primer over the side without. This looks just a little bit rough to me, but overall, not too bad. All right, next time you'll see me will be the wear test. Let's go. I am back and it has been a 7-hour wear test. This is the face, the side of the face with no primer. This is the side of the face with the primer. Here we have the forehead after 7 hours of wear. Today was a fairly easy day for me. I did go outside. It was particularly humid. I went out to do some errands for a couple of hours. I didn't blot a single time throughout the day. So that tells me that this foundation is definitely meant for the oilier skin types like mine. I will say that I wouldn't necessarily call this foundation self-priming because to me, it kind of enhances some of my acne scars and enlarged open pores here, whereas this side of the face looks a lot smoother because it does have the Yummy Skin Blurring Balm Powder underneath that I use as a primer. Let's take a look at the forehead. Same. You can see just a little bit of foundation settling into my expression lines here, whereas this side is a lot smoother. This is the side with the primer. So next time I will absolutely apply my primer. At least this is the case for me and my skin type, but I will say that overall it still wears very, very well. Very long wearing. I'm going to take a little bit of tissue and blot this side of the face a little bit better, but you can still see that the product has settled into some of my pores here, whereas on this side of the face, because there is a barrier, the blotting actually does what it's supposed to do. Let's do the forehead real quick. Oh yeah, this is nice. Another thing that I did want to mention is that shade 18, although an olive, but is classified as a neutral olive, to me seemed a little bit more peachy, a little bit more cool than neutral, let alone olive in the daytime. Perhaps there is some oxidization with this shade, but overall with my bronzer and with a little bit of powder on top with blush, I feel like it's worked out just fine. I will definitely need to get my hands on that shade 19, the golden warm light medium shade. So I'll let you know if that one works better for me. Overall, I am very, very pleased. This is a great wear test. I think this is a really nice foundation, especially on this side of the face with the primer. I will absolutely continue wearing it. This is an oily skin girl's dream. So I am here for it. Let me know your thoughts. Comment below, and I will see you guys in the next video. Zooming on out, inviting you to check out more of my videos. Peace out. I'm out.